Hi, my name's Erica.
And I'm Kevin.
Welcome to Akio Whip, Flosstube number 56.
56.
Woohoo!
All right. We're back. 2 weeks, Fortnight. I gotta think of some more words for 2 weeks.
2 weeks plus.
2 weeks plus, yeah, actually. We're a little late recording. Sunday, I wasn't into it. I was tired.
Monday, I wasn't into it.
Monday, she wasn't into it. So here we are, Tuesday on the 29th. And finally filming. So this will probably go up Wednesday the 30th or even maybe Thursday the 1st, I believe.
I don't know. So whenever it comes up, it comes up.
Whenever it comes up. So
we are 2 weeks-ish.
We are 2 weeks-ish. Monday, Tuesdays are getting a little rough with me going to the office on those 2 days. Especially Monday. Whew, man.
After the weekend
the weekend off, and then trying to leave a little early to get a little ahead of the commute traffic so I can be to work by 8 has proven to be a challenge in itself right there. I mean, let's be real. If I leave the house at 6:30, I'll be at my office at 7:15. Way too early. If I leave the house at 7, I don't get to the office till 8:30. A little bit too late. So
there's not a good
it's
time.
Crazy. It's an on-off switch, and you got to time it just right. And I'm looking for that 45-minute window, which is average traffic, which that doesn't happen in the morning. So anyway, enough of me blabbering on there
about work.
Crap. So Springo has come and gone, has sprung. Yeah, it's gone. I'll talk about that later. I think last episode I did all my Springo stuff up top. This time I'm going to cover it at the end since Springo's done. So I'm not going to do any spoilers there. You'll have to wait till we go through our extra stuff, or Erica's whips and my extra whips. And let's just jump into that. I think you got more on the normal whip side.
I do. I actually did stuff this time.
So, yeah, you do a couple and I'll do one because I don't have too many. So
okay. My first one is Frogwarts Year 5 band sampler.
Year 5.
Year 5. I've done a few little changes on here. One of my friends gave a couple
motifs,
yes, and so I'm like running with that because I thought I like those. Anyway, here's where it was before.
Have you worked on this since the first of the year?
I think so.
Oh.
Here's where it is now. I went camping, I went to my cabin and I worked on this when I was there, or my cousin's cabin.
I was gonna say,
are
you hiding a cabin in the woods from me? Why isn't that part of the marriage?
Yep, nope. You don't want to go, so
I know.
I always ask you. You say no, so it's my cabin in the woods.
/ her cousins.
Yeah. / not mine.
By the way, that's where she blew her lung out when she had a collapsed lung. Was out there, so.
And so that was the last time I was there that I collapsed my lung. This time May 20th?
It was just before our Black Needle retreat.
No, this time, the May 20th.
Oh, yeah.
It snowed.
April 20th.
Right, sorry. April 20th. It snowed. It never snows. I mean, it's April.
No, not even April 20th. Like Saturday.
Yes.
So that was 4 days ago. So the 25th.
25th. Okay. Anyway, point is, it snowed.
It did.
So I was not quite
I'll put
prepared.
A picture. She got a picture. I'll put a picture.
I was not quite prepared, and so I was wearing shoes, and I slid. And I was like going, don't break something. Don't break anything. Anyway, I didn't. It was good.
This got bruises instead.
Yeah. It was fine.
It's fine.
No problem.
I walked around going, oh, God, I hurt.
By the way, my arm still hurts, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I was doing 2, right?
Snow is slippery. Yes.
Snow is slippery, yes. Just in case you're wondering, snow is slippery. My next one is a new start, Winter Wonderland, by Jan Hicks Creates.
Are you doing the DMC version or the Weeks Dye Works version?
Weeks Dye Works version, because I bought the whole kit and caboodle.
Awesome.
And that's where I got to. I finished almost that first motif. It's a moon-ish.
Moon star?
Moon star. Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. Anyway, that's where it is. That's so that was a new start.
Yeah, I saw in the back of the pattern there was Weeks Dye Works and DMC, so I was wondering which one she was doing. So
yeah, I got the kit, and the kit came with the Weeks Dye Works and Over the Moon Color and Cotton fabric.
Ooh, that
right,
sounds
color
good.
And cotton.
Color and Cotton, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
So it came with everything. I got that at last StitchCon that we went to in 22, and I figured I should probably start it since
we're going back this year. So yeah, if you're all at Weekend A, give a little shout out in the comments, and
we're gonna be there.
We're gonna be there. Okay, so non-Springo. I continued working on Winter Night Watcher by Fine Frog Stitching, and this thing is so vibrant. Kind of a new designer to me. I know a few people are doing some designs by this person. I don't know if it's a he or she, so I'm not gonna.
I know Lynn X Stitches.
Yep. And I don't see an actual name. I just see Fine Frog Stitching. So could be a he, could be a her. I don't know. But anyway, here's where it was before. And I did stitch on it since last Flosstube. So I know I showed this last Flosstube. And here's where it is now. It's pretty much done. I need to do the border and fill in a few of the spots there. But, yeah, so if you look, I don't know where those, I got to look up where those snowflakes are now. I'm curious about that. But, yeah, there it is. So that's that one. I think that was on, I changed my page. I think that was on my magazine. Yeah, that was on my magazine monthly acrostic portion for the magazine monthly challenge group. And for the month total, I got 800 and plus stitches on that. So
800.
Yeah,
wow.
800 plus this month.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think normally you get that many on a.
Not on a single pattern, no. Yeah. I mean, sometimes like my Modern Folk or Long Dogs, my 40 counts that are the bigger ones that are a single color, monochrome. Yeah, I can crank through 1,000 stitches pretty easily on those in a month.
Okay.
So.
All right. My next one is Lady Liberty by Blackbird Designs. Here's where it was before. here is where it is now.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, so I finally finished that flag. And I started in on some more letters. Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q.
It looks different backwards.
I know. I'm trying to think. There's one letter that I'm just like, that I just do not see. Okay, that's the P.
The P? That?
Yeah. That P.
Looks like an R.
I know, P, Q. Yeah, no. I don't think I finished the Q. I don't think I finished the Q. But the P, it does not look like a P. This right here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's okay. It just...
Looks like an anchor.
It looks like an
a
S,
fish
kind
hook.
of. A fish hook. Yeah.
A fish hook.
I don't know.
The fisher,
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. The fisher and me will look at it as a fish book. Yeah, that's fine.
One more for me. My next one is Howling Quaker by Lila's Studio. I know how to say it, and then I
very good chart.
Forgot it. And this one, here's where it was before.
On 28 count.
It's on 28 count Jobelan.
Jobelan.
This is my one that if there's ever anything that says that you don't like the pattern or that you don't like it, I do not like this.
What?
Fabric.
Oh. It's
thick threads, but I like the pattern. I like the color, but the threads are so thick. And after a while, I get it, but so mostly what I did was down here where that parts. So, but yep. I mean, I'm liking it. I like the fabric after a while because I can figure it out, but I pierce those fluffy threads all the time. Those thick fluffies. Anyway, there's that one.
Do you think if you press it, it would help?
No.
No?
No.
I don't know. Just
the threads are so thick. Are so thick.
I know you've been having a hard time keeping that one square.
No, I don't have a hard time keeping it square. I have a hard time counting to where my next motif is supposed to be. I think out of all those motifs, I think 3 are in the correct spot, and the rest are not. They're just
It's motifs, so who cares?
That's fine. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go around to make sure that it stays
that's square.
That it's all one level. So. Yep.
All right. Back to me.
To
Easter, I pulled out Ghost Town, and I'll put a picture here of what it's supposed to look like.
Because Ghost Town.
Because the cover, it's invisible. It's a ghost right now. I looked for it, and I still couldn't find it. But anyway, so here's where it was before. And I pulled this out during Easter. So we went to Erica's parents' house for Easter and had a good time during Easter there and had a nice taco bar and
for Easter.
Talked
Perfect.
And everything. Anyway, here's where it is now. So I figured I'd take this, little travel piece. I took this on the cruise, got quite a bit done. Took it there. I only got, I don't know, just shy of 100 stitches while I was there. I didn't want to be rude and just sit on the couch and stitch all day. Especially with Erica's mom. She hurt her back a couple months ago. She's got a little brace on that she has to wear. So we were doing some honeydews. Me and the children, the grandchildren, we're doing some honeydews, getting stuff out of the attic, setting up outside for springtime with umbrellas and all that.
Setting up a TV.
Setting up a TV, yeah. So we had some chores to do while we were there, but I didn't want to put it down, so I did stitch on it a lot more once we got home for a couple days. But yeah, I mean, it's getting there. Now I'm getting to the point where I can see not the finish line, but it's taking shape, and I just want to stitch on it now. I don't know. Do you guys ever get to a point in a chart and all of a sudden, you start to see everything come together and it just motivates you to work on it even more? That's what that one is. And that's in my Scooby-Doo bag. My favorite cartoon. I used to wake up, even in my late teens, I'd wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning just so I can watch Scooby-Doo before I went to work, or went to school, or whatever.
That was in the olden days when you actually had to watch it when it was on TV.
There was no DVR.
There was no DVR. There was no
Netflix.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Way back in the olden days.
The 1900s.
The 1900s.
God, I hate when people say that.
Yeah, so
it's funny, but I don't like hearing it because it makes me feel old.
Yeah, well, we were born then. Anyway.
Yeah, well.
My next one is Aurora by Aury TM. And, yep. Here's where it was before. I never know what to say.
This fabric is so beautiful.
I do really like this fabric. This is Laverne and Shirley by Fortnight Fabrics.
I was going to say Fortnight, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking I was almost done with this because I was starting on her dress and going down with her dress, and I know that's near the end on the right-hand side because I work left to right. I didn't do the the left part. So anyway, I started going down on the left. So there we go.
Awesome.
Anyway, one more. This was my last one.
That's your last one? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I got one more. So
my last one, and we'll
Ooh.
be done this year.
Pushing
Santa by Mirabilia. I actually was working on it today. This is on 32 count Twilight blue linen. And
I know where to go for the before because it was last time.
Always
last time.
So hopefully by that time Kevin's already shown you what it was before. And here's where it is now.
It is coming along so nice.
Yeah, I haven't done any more of the
blingy blingy.
The blingy
up there.
So I did some more down here.
Did you do any more whisper?
Funny? No. What the heck?
Oh, what happened?
Oh. That's. I finished stitching and I didn't pull the string. Anyway, there we go. I thought I did that. Anyway. Here's it.
Yeah, that's hot off the couch. She actually got from the chair, went over here with that in hand. So
yeah, I thought I put
you thought you tucked that under.
And yeah, no, apparently I did not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
found
the culprit of the needle.
Of the needle, yeah. I got blamed for a needle in the chair. It wasn't even my needle.
It was mine because it fell off. Huh? Interesting. Sorry.
Golly.
Sound like Gomer Pyle.
That's a show I need to watch. Well, I can handle probably a few episodes of that one. But...
Yeah, just very, very few.
Oh, man. Okay, so I don't know. I just got a wild hair, where, and I pulled out my Templar Prophecy by Long Dog and went to town on it for about 3 days. Took my time because I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time that I worked on this thing and started over. But anyway, here's where it was before. Ouch. And here's where I got to. So I'm still working across the top line. And I can plan to continue going all the way across the top first. And this is on 40 count Stormy Night by Zweigart. This is one of their, stamped, screen pressed, whatever you want to call it.
Are you doing
fabrics.
this one on the correct side, though?
I am doing it on the correct side. So modeling on this side, no modeling on this side. So got it right this time.
He's notorious.
But yeah, so you can see this is the border on the top. I'm going to go all the way across on the border here. And then I'm going to come down this left side here. I don't think I'm going to go all the way to the bottom because that one goes all the way to the bottom. I'm going to go down a ways. I'll figure out a spot that looks pretty good. Probably the second bow tie or whatever. And then start bringing in the dragon. So, but at least that'll give me across the top so I know the width of the project. I can cut off any excess fabric.
Do you know how far you are?
I am about 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. I'm right here on the
Wow.
on the thing. I'm not. I mean, it looks like a lot there, but yeah, I'm right here. But this is a pretty complex area here. But yeah, I'm taking my time, counting twice, and then I count another 2 times, and then I stitch about 3 stitches, and then I count twice, and then I count twice again, and then I do 2 or 3 stitches. Actually, no. On the top, I got a little routine going that's working out really well, and I'm just going to continue that flow. So,
yeah, I did. When I was at the cabin, I was working on my Frogwarts, and there was pretty much every time I picked it up, I would stitch a strand, take that strand out, and then stitch another strand to replace that one.
Been there, done that.
And then the next day, I did the same exact thing because I decided to change the color one time, and then the other time was that there was 2 stitches, and I only counted 1, and yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot, I'm doing this in Silks for You. I forget the color, the PR number on that one.
Figure that out.
I have it written down, just not on the back of the notes there. But if you look, that's kind of a good Ravenclaw color, and I'm a Ravenclaw person. So it had to go in my Ravenclaw bag.
You're Stitched by Liz.
That Stitched by Liz made for me. So yeah, thank you, Liz. Love the bag. So it's getting used for a good project. I'll be looking at it for a long time using that bag.
Yes.
So. Okay.
All right, I'm all done.
You're all done.
I should probably go and grab a drink.
Go potty. Kick the recliner out, have some fun.
No.
Nah, we're going to talk Springo.
I will suffer with you.
So if you made it this far, I'm going to talk about my Springo experience. And I loved it. Let me put it that way. I loved it. It was fun putting in... I'm not going to say I put in 100 stitches a day. I put in 100-ish stitches a day. And
mostly plus.
Yeah, what I mean by that is I would end a length of thread and see where I'm at. And if I was at 98, I would do another length of thread, and that would put me, to 130-ish, right? It just depended on when I was done with that length of thread. So, but it was roughly, 100 stitches. Through the process, here, I'll just end up showing my board. I only ended up getting 1 Springo, and I did it the hard way. and that was across this horizontal line there, which means all 7 projects got touched to get that Springo. I didn't get any shortcuts with the vertical lines. I tried. This number 6 was there forever, and I just kept waiting. It never got called. But it was really fun, and it's really fun to see people that got 4 Springos. I'm like, how'd you get 4 Springos? But they got 4 Springos. I know Candy got 2. I think Lynn got 2. I got 1. And I was very, very good for the 25 days. I kept up except for Easter. I missed that day to work on the call that day, but I made it up the Monday after. Like I said, I took my Mill Hill and worked on that on Easter Day, but I made up the 100 stitches plus the 100 stitches for that day's call on that following Monday. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you before Springo and after Springo to show you the progress I made on the projects just for Springo, and show you how much just, working on it 3 or 4 times, putting 100 stitches in, how far that can go. So some of them I did work a little extra on because I think they needed the attention, but that's what Springo does. It's like, oh, I haven't worked on this project for a while. I kind of want to stitch on it even more than 100 stitches. So first up was my S, which was for Stoney Creek. And if you missed me talking about how I set up my Springo, I picked the SPRINGO. I made sure the designer name had one of the letters. I didn't worry about the chart name or a motif on the chart or a color or whatever. I based mine off the designer's name. So S was for Stoney Creek and Boo Bus. And here's where it was before Springo. And this is a good one because I just lost my needle off that one. I'll get that in a second. And here it is now. And I actually spent a night, if you can see, there's a backstitching around the windshield here and a spider web.
He backstitched.
I backstitched. So I spent a night backstitching because I'm like, you know what? This was the last call was to work on this, so I just continued working on it and then did the backstitch, or some backstitch there. So you can see the progress there. That was a lot of fun. Sorry, grabbing that needle. Let me put it back on the magnet.
Yeah.
And then for P.
You gonna go in order? No?
It was supposed to be in order up here. Apparently not. P was from Pumpkin Creek Primitives.
Yes. Miss Bobby. And this was from her Halloween box last year. Her one and only so far. I hope she does another one this year, but I don't know if she will or not. She's got some other priorities that she's doing now, but that was Where To. And this, like I said, came in her horror Halloween box. And here's where it was before Springo. And like I said, I did have to frog a lot before Springo even started. But here's where it is now. And this is on 28 count linen, Devil's Claw by Beat Stitch Me. And I am starting to fall in love with Beat Stitch Me fabric. So luckily, because we are in her club. So.
We are, yeah. We're now in her club. So,
so
that's probably a good thing.
It.
Yeah. And we just got a fabric today. So, wow, my ordering system over here did not work out. So, okay. For the R in Springo was Witchy Brew by Rosie and Me. And I picked this up at CC and Company in Missouri in Blue Springs when I was at the Black Needle Retreat. And that's what it looks like. And this is going to be on 28 count Lugana. I'm losing my mind here. But this was a new start for Springo, so there is no before picture. But that's where I got to, just in Springo. So I got a lot of that broom in. I don't know what those little...
Words?
Oh, that's the start of the words over here. This is the start of the Witch's Brew there. Or Witchy Brew. I forgot I did go down to start doing the words, and that's where it ended up going. So, all right. So that was the R in Springo. The I.
Oh, look, you're finding.
I know this is the oldie but goodie was by Ingleside Imaginarium, and that was Fishin' Frogs. And I think this one got some pretty good progress. But anyway, here's where it was before Springo. And if I can figure out what I'm doing with this fabric.
You got a lot of fabric for that.
Yeah. And there's where I got to. And I know I worked pretty good on the freckled frog over there. So I know he needed his freckles.
The freckled frog?
Yeah, I got
That's
the reeds coming up over there. A lot of the water put in. But yeah. So that's that one. I need to get. This one's gonna probably come out again pretty soon. Just because I find it really funny, and I do like to fish. Haven't got a lot of fishing in this year, but
Did you get any?
yeah, I got a couple days in. That's it. Off the back of our friend's boat.
Oh yes, that's true.
No kayak fishing, but yeah. All right, so the N was Noctiflora Designs, and that's Blinking Bloom. And this was another new start, so there is no previous picture for this. I did do my own conversion from Anchor, because the chart calls for Anchor, but I just kind of did DMC, kind of equivalent. I pulled up some chart on the Google and figured out what Anchor equaled what DMC. I know the colors don't match up. I've been in Joann's and Michael's, and I grab a random strain and compare it to Anchor there, and they're not even close. So, but it's a good start. But I did get that eyeball in. But yeah, so there's another new start with some pretty good forward progress just because of Springo. So, all right. So G. G is always going to be Glendon Place. And we'll talk about that later too. But that was Poltergeist Pirates. So here's where it was before Springo. And I do need to take this off the Q-snap, because I know the parrot got some work on during this. I'm pretty sure the parrot did, so I'm just kind of making sure we got it covered. So it's going to be a little wrinkly. But, yeah, you want to pull it taut? There's where we're at there. So I think I got the parrot going, and then the bottom of the ship with the dragon figurehead, or serpent figurehead, brought a lot of that green down and over. And then
Have you shown them lately your moon?
yeah, I've shown this a few times all the way out. So
Okay.
that's why I keep pulling it off the Q-snap. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's that one. The 19th did come and go. And I was ready to start stitching. I logged in, I logged off, and I went upstairs, and all three of our cats were on the bed snuggling, and it doesn't happen very often, so I climbed in bed with them and snuggled up with them and fell asleep and missed the whole stitching chat. You got to grab the opportunity when it happens. So, okay, last up.
When the cats are being cute, you got to grab the opportunity.
Because normally they're growling and hissing at each other. So, it's not very often they let Big Brother come around. So,
Little brother.
Little brother, yeah. So the O, final letter in Springo. I did hands-on designs. So O and on. And I was doing toads. This one here. And this was another new start.
Did you count that? 3.
That's 3 new starts Springo I did. Just so I can keep that convention I was talking about, having the designer name as part of the letters. But anyway, here's where it got to. So, see another.
Got a toad in.
I got a toad in. And, yeah. I think this one only got called 3 times. So that's like 300 stitches or so. And it's already on its way. But overall, really, really, really enjoyed Springo. I hope they do it again next year. I kind of like it better than the normal bingo or Bringo thing where they're using a 5x5 grid instead of a 7x5 grid. I like the diversity since I did do 7 different whips or even new starts. But I really liked it going, am I going to get a complete, Springo either vertically or horizontally? And, I was lucky I got 1. Some people didn't get any. Like I said, some people got 4. So I thought it was really fun. I didn't post in the group itself. I just kind of played on the sidelines. I know Candy, the 614 Stitcher, she really enjoyed it. I know Lynn really enjoyed it. So, yeah, I'm really hoping they do this again next year or maybe do a variant another time during the year. So we have 4 of these type of challenges.
Winter go?
I know. I was trying to think of one for Halloween, but yeah. That was that. And then for the magazine monthly challenge, I did complete all my stitches for the across stitch. It was apricot was the across stick, and growth was this is funny. Growth was the theme, and I had most of that last Flosstube covered, and I'll go into plans here because since I'm talking about it. May's magazine monthly challenge, it's out, so if you're interested in this, you can hop over there and get the PDF that she puts out. But I found it funny, the theme last month was shrubbery, and I picked Visit the Shire because it had all the shrubbery in front of the Hobbit hole. This month's theme is antique, and I picked Visit the Shire because there's a lot of antiques in Bilbo's little house there, right? So if anything, there's an antique wheelbarrow in the front of the pattern. So that was it. And then the acrostic, oh my god, Robin and Carolyn are killing us with this one. It's mahogany.
There's a lot of letters.
There's a lot of letters. There's a lot of syllables. That's 4 syllables. That's a 4-syllable word. And they expect us to figure out what we're going to stitch on there. But anyway, I got it all figured out. And I'll just run through it really quick. And this one, I stretched a few things. Not really stretched, but the M will be Moonlight Guardian. I haven't stitched on that in a while, so that's going to be fun. The A is Dwarven Axe because, yes, I need to work on that and get that moving along. H is The Long and Winding Road by Blackbird Design because there's a house right in the middle. So that's where the H comes from. O, Witch's Pantry is coming out. The toads, because that's hands-on design. So there's my O. G.
Again, O. On.
That's my O, on. But G. What did I pick for G?
Glendon
Place. And I'm bringing out Frank's Family Portrait again. So, and then the A is going to be Albus Dumbledore, which I'm doing on canvas, plastic canvas. N is the Namery Tapestry, so that's coming back out again. So you can see some of the big projects are coming back out. And the Y is going to be Frogwarts from the Black Needle Society, Year 1. So there's my Y.
Year.
Yes. So yeah, that is going to be my plans and continuation of the topic of Magazine Monthly. So now on to other plans for the month of May. And I've already mentioned her a couple times already, but Candy, the 614 Stitcher, every May she does a mental health awareness. And I think she does mental health care Sal is the hashtag that she uses for this, but I would recommend looking over on Candy's Flosstube, the 614 Stitcher. Watch her. She'll talk about it and always has good things to talk about there. I don't know what I'm going to stitch on this. I'm thinking I might do Epic Mario, which has been in queue to be worked on for a number of years now.
Been started.
It hasn't even been started.
It's been in queue to start.
Yes, it's been in queue to start for a long time. But since it's Mario Brothers, it kind of brings joy to think back to the 80s and when gaming was simple, but we thought it was complicated compared to the games we are today. And just brings me back to my childhood. So I think that might be a good fit for, the mental health and take care of myself and put me in a good spot when I work on it. So that's what I've been pushing around. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll figure it out.
Sorry, my mental health care Sal is going to be, I was just looking it up. It was called Self-Love. I started that January 1st this year.
Yeah.
We always call it Damn I'm Beautiful because it's got Damn I'm Beautiful very large in the middle.
In the middle of the pattern.
So I was looking for what it actually was called. It's called Self-Love, and so I think that's a good one for mental health care Sal.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That would be a really good fit, actually.
Why, thank you. Yeah. Sometimes I have good plans, good thoughts.
Mm.
But since I already have my 500 in it, I'm not sure.
It doesn't have to be a new start. It just could be a whip. So.
No, I know, but I have my 500 in it for the year, so maybe I'll pick something else.
Oh, you and your rules.
I said maybe. I don't know. I've got so many others that I need to do. Sorry, my book is not
closing properly. Okay. I think that's going to be a wrap for this week. I have nothing else on my agenda or anything to show.
Nope.
In case you're wondering, because I think it's been down here the whole time, my favorite people, you guys are probably going, well, your favorite people what? Call me Dad.
He needs to get one that says his favorite person calls him Grandpa.
Yeah, I do. One for the granddaughter. But yeah, my daughter got me this one.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just in cute to wear. So
Yep.
I had my work clothes on earlier, but it was actually 80 degrees today. I'm like, I'm not wearing a collared shirt or my pants. I'm putting on shorts and a t-shirt to relax. So
Yep.
all right, well, that's going to be a wrap, and we'll talk to you in a few weeks.
Yep. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Ish.
Ish. Always an ish. So anyway, everybody, happy stitching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.